Okay, hi everybody. Ooh, this is Bungo 922. Okay, it's Wednesday. We're going in on Bungo Stray Dogs, episode 2, season 4. The day is a dream, the night is real. So I finally figured out what this is about. This is an origin story. That at least that's what it seems like to me. Um, to be more precise, this is the origin story of the detective agency. Okay, with Fukukawa and Rampo. Now, this episode was weird again. It what I like about this episode is this the most littlest thing that you would never realize. So, as we saw from the first episode, it was in black and white. And the only time it was in color is when they showed a character who was telling, Fukukawa or Rampo something that already happened. So he was remembering something that already happened. Or somebody told something to him that already happened. And that's basically what it was. And it went from color to black and white, and then that's what it was. Now, most of this episode is tailored on the fact that someone is going to get killed here during this play. Now, as we saw last week, I'm not going to remember names because it's like there's so many names. Um, the girl who called them to investigate this before, and they were in the place. And then last week we saw the guy in the green room who was the main actor, the lead actor in the play. Kind of important. Now, I'm not really. I really don't want to spoil. Man, I really this review. I don't want to spoil the ending. It's kind of trippy. Least to say, majority of this episode was focused on, well, the beginning of it at least. Fukukawa, he's telling Rampo that he's gifted, and what ends up happening is he gives him these ordinary trinket glasses to put on. Like, okay. And it's funny how everything was in black and white. And at one point, before the play goes into intermission, he has like a scene saying, I don't understand. He's like, they're all monsters. Hence, why it's in black and white. It's like a metaphor. So he doesn't recognize anyone. He doesn't understand what's going on. And that's why it's in black and white. But when Fukawa goes somewhere during the intermission, he gives him glasses, he puts them on. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything's in color. Everything. And you're like, holy crap. This was just referencing basically Rampo as, the world's greatest detective. And now he understands his powers and he's able to use them at his leisure. And he tells Fukukawa, to go back to his seat and watch the audience. He says he knows everything. He knows the whole plot. He knows what's going on. So he leaves. Fukukawa goes back to his seat. Play goes on. The lead actor supposedly gets killed. Now, as I said before, in all good conscience, just as Rampo is the greatest detective, it will be a disservice for me, I think anyway, to basically spoil what occurred. Well, in layman's terms, he solves the case. But there's an extra layer to this. So after he solves, I'm not going to say what happened. I mean, all right. I'll put spoilers and say. I was in the description and in the title. Spoiler warning. Go. Spoiler warning. You have been warned. So here's a spoiler. Okay. Spoilers right now. The logistics of what he says, Ron Paul. He comes back to the after, because it seems like he was killed. The lead actor. He wasn't. That's the gist. And that's a spoiler right there. But it's more involved than that. So he basically finds out, he just explains everything. That the victim and the attacker are opposite, are reversed. The victim is the attacker, and the attacker is the victim. Because he lifts up the curtain, they lift up the curtain, they show the guy who left his seat is this old man with a cane. He's the victim in this. And the lead actor never died. That's a spoiler right there. And he resolved it all. He solved it. And, Rampo. And it was so crazy to see that happen in the episode. I love the use of this gimmick. This black and white color thing. It's like showing you what they're doing is they're showing you the perspective of Rampo, of what he is, or what happens with him, his viewpoint before everything else happens. That his viewpoint is black and white. Everything is black and white. He doesn't understand the world. That's basically what it is. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. All these people are monsters. And then once he gets his powers under control and he puts on the glasses, he knows everything and everything's in color. I love that. So this episode definitely for me is 10 out of 10. Now, just because of that gimmick alone. But like I said, there's a hidden layer to this. Apparently, someone told the lead actor and the guy he was in cahoots with what was going to happen, what he needed to do. And then all of a sudden, the screenwriter or playwriter, he gets killed. Somebody stabbed him with his sword or something. It was gruesome. And then we cut back to Rampo, who was going to be escorted by this cop to the precinct, and the guy's evil. that was the gist there. But, yeah. And then they have the preview for the next episode, which is I believe it said the origin of the detective agency, which is basically the whole gist of Stray Dogs. That's their agency, detective agency. So this is what this is. These two episodes going on to the third is the origin story of the detective agency in Stray Dogs, which is interesting. Which makes sense, I think, because based upon the trailer of season 4, I can't say much because this season just started, but it seemed to me like they're being hunted. So it makes sense that you would start the season showing everyone how it started, how the detective agency started, how did everyone got together and join it and blah blah blah. So that kind of makes sense. Now, like I said, this was a great episode. I love the gimmick. The gimmick's over. There's not going to be any more, at least I don't think so. There's not going to be any more black and white. This is going to be straight color. But I loved it. Like I said, 10 out of 10. Hopefully soon this ends and we get back to the present time. But it seems like this is going to continue. I think it should probably maybe one more episode or 2 more episodes. And then we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Because I'm not sure how long Stray Dogs is, so who knows. But this is Vivon Con 922. Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. This show's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. Peace out.